Yeah, okay. So let us start. So is my screen visible, right? Okay, so in last lecture, 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So, so in last lecture, we have seen the various functions for writing the data. Suppose I am taking some input from the user. Suppose I'm asking the user what is name and what is salary. So that data, whatever user will enter from the console, it will write into one file. Clear? So we have seen in the last lecture how to create, how to write a file. Clear? So now the same file we will try to read also. Clear? So this writing file, it will help you to write some data into your file. Suppose I'm getting some data from the user and I want to write it into your file, then it will be helpful. So we have seen various functions: fprintf, fputs, fputc, and fwrite. Right? So these are the functions for writing some file. Right? Now we'll see same type of function for reading. Clear? So in writing, we have seen fprintf, fputs, fputc, and fwrite. So similar like that. In instead of fprintf, this is for writing. And suppose I want to read some data from the user, then it is a fscanf function is there. Clear? This fscanf function is for reading the data from the file. It will take the entire data of your file, right? So it will be the scanf. After that, we will see fgetS. FgetS is nothing but it will take your data string by string. Clear? So, as I told you yesterday also, we have seen all the function fprintf, fputs, fputc, and fwrite. All these functions will write the data into your file. So, whenever you are writing the code for that, the output of the all function will be same. Clear? Because all the use of all functions is writing the data into your file, but their mechanism is different. So suppose if I am taking fscanf, then it will take the, yeah, line by line. If I will take the fputs, then it will take the, or it will write the data string by string. If I will take fputc, then it will take the character by character. And if I will take the fwrite, then it will take the entire structure or entire array of your data and write it into your file. So similar like this fscanf, reading the function, how many functions has that? See this thing. One first function is fscanf. This is for the reading. And what was the function for writing? It is fprintf. But if you want to read some data from the file, and it will print it out in your console, then you have to use the fscanf. Second is the fgetS. It is it will take the data by string. Fputc means it will take the data by character by character. Fread, it will read the structure from your file and it will give you an right, like, okay. So first we'll see the error. So let me first give you one example of that. Remaining part will be same for the every function, but just let me show you an example of that. So this is the program of it. Now let me first define, let me tell. So mm, now I want to read data, read data from a file and print it. Now my task is I one text file is already there in my PC. That in that some data is there, and that data I want to read out. Clear? So this is my task. For that, what I have to do. So let me check the data. So my file will be on the which location? It will be on C drive and Turbo C folder. If you want to specify some location, then you can do it. It is not compulsory. Clear. So Turbo C3 bin, and this is the data. Clear. 1 vacant 50,000, or 42 file is also there. 4 file is 41 is also there. See this is the data that I want to read it from the user. So 41.txt, my file name is a 41.txt, name and all these things, right? So let me take that 41.txt. so just you have to specify path, but it is in the folder of, so I want to read the 41.txt. R+1 is the reading mode, so it will be read and write only. So generally we are using R, but if you will go for R+, then it is also fine. And the meaning of all the modes are given in the list, so you can explore it. Yes, sir. Now what is my task? I want to take the data from the file and I have to print it. Suppose this as we have seen in the file, there are 3 records are there, 3 names are there, that I want to print it out in my thing. Yeah. So what we have to do? First we have to, because we are using file, then first we have to take the file pointer. And how we can declare the file pointer? By using this file data type. We have to write the file *fe. So this fe is one variable. So this is known as a file pointer. Second thing, which thing I want? One I want to name, and one second thing I want to salary. IN number is let me tell you after that. So 2 thing I want to print. So I want to take name and salary here, and I for the index, or N is for the number. So now what we have to take the file pointer. So we have to first open the files. Remember this thing, whenever you want to do any process into a file, first you have to do the open, and at the last you have to do the close the file. It is compulsory, right? So whenever you want to do any process onto your file, it may be reading or it may be writing. First you should open the file, and at the end you have to close the file, right? So fb is equal to f open. Here you have to give the name of your file. If it is available in tc, your folder tc bin, then it is fine. But if it is outside of this tc folder, then you have to specify the path with the double slash. Generally our path will be a 1/, but in C you have to specify the double slash. And see this thing here, I'm opening this file with the reading plus mode, so it is for reading purpose. Now I'm giving one error message. Suppose my file is not there. Suppose I'm giving here 41.txt, and suppose you will copy this code in your PC and you will try to run this code, then in your PC it is not there, so it will give you the error. Clear? Or some data will be not there. So if fp is equal to null, file pointer is null, means there is no file is available on that location, then the file could not be opened and exit 1. So it will give you, and it will stop the execution of your program. Now I want to take the 3 records. So for that I have to take the loop. So I am taking loop I0, I less than 3, I plus plus, and then see this thing. Here this function is for the reading the data. So for the reading the data, we have to use fscanf function. So this fscanf is a function. First, what is the syntax of that? See this thing. First you have to write the file pointer. Which file pointer I have taken? fp. So you have to write the fp. After that you have to specify some what formatting you have used in your file. So we have seen in file, first the number will be in the bracket. So I have to write in the bracket %d. After name equal to %s. So this is my name. After that salary. After that some space was there. So that's why I kept the /t. After that salary and %d. And what is the first value in percentage? This is the number, serial number. So it is a %n number. Second value %s, it is a name. So it is a name. For the character array, it is fine if you will not write the %. So name. And third will be the salary. Salary will be the integer. So what will be the salary? Clear? So this line will get the data from your file. Clear? It will take serial number, it will take the name, and it will take the salary from your file, and it will store into a particular variable. So serial number will store onto the number, name will store into the name variable, and salary will store into the salary variable. Now in this three variable we have the data of your file. Now just we have to print the same formatting we use. So see this thing, it is not compulsory to use the same format, but generally we are using the same format. But let me show you, instead of small bracket I am writing square bracket. It is just a formatting, you can do it any way, right? Name, salary, and number, name and salary. So just I'm taking data from the file, and that data I want to print in my output window. Clear? So this is the code, and at the end, as I told you, we have to close the file. It is compulsory for. And let me run this code. So it will take the data and see this thing. Whatever the data was available in my file, that you can see in this thing. So serial number 1, 2, 3. So this is number. Second parameter is a name, and third parameter is a cell. Clear? So by using this thing, you can get the data from your file. So it is similar like to printf. In printf, we are writing no name and alike, but just for scanf, we have to write the ampersand, nothing else. Remaining part is same. Whatever format you used in the file, the same format for formatting thing you have to write into. Yeah. Suppose in your file, name and salary in the next line, so you have to write the next line. So it will take from the next line. But if it is a plus T, then it will take the salary from this. So it will be, sometime it will work. In some compiler it will work without formatting also, but if you will use formatting, then it will be the safe side for you. Clear? So this is the fscanf. So from the file you can take the data from this and you can print it. So same program is given here also. So you can copy this code and you have to try, and you can make some experiment. So what if I will change something, what will be the happen? So same thing we can use with the fgetS also. Please tell me if any doubt in this. Yeah, please tell me yes or no. Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now the next function, it will work same like as a scanf, but their mechanism is different. So you will get the same output like fscanf, but the function is different. So like suppose printf is also doing printing, and putS is also printing. So both the work is same, but their mechanism are different. So like this fscanf we can do with fgetS also. So in that, what we have to do, see this thing, let me show you the code. So first we have to open the file, and we are giving the asset if file is not there. So thus, now see this thing, a while. So for here we are using file. So fgetS str. Str means we are storing. Suppose I am taking some data from the file, then it will store into which variable str. So str is a one character array. See this thing, str is a one characters array of 500. Clear? And so whatever data it will come from the file, it will store into which variable str. And here I am writing 500, so it will take the 500. See these things. So what is the size of the data that it will take from -1? Clear? So here I am writing 5, so it will take the 500 character from the file, and it will store into the string. So here I have to fp. So from fp you will get the data from the file, and total 500. This is the size. So that size of data it will transfer to the string. Clear? And this function will go up to how many time until it will be not null. Clear? If it is not null, so suppose one character is there, then one character will be stored to the string. After that, second, third, fourth, so whatever the strings are there, it will go to transfer to this. And whenever it will identify the null, then it will stop. Clear? And just you have to print this. So just it will printing. Clear? So here we are storing this data, and here we are printing this data. And after the printing, you can give some message like that, a file read, now close the file. So now we are closing the file, and we have to write the get ch also. It is not there, so please write it. That all this thing we will see in our next lab. In lab session, we will see all this. I will run all the program and all, and we will complete our that lab exercise also, right? So this fgetS will do, or will read the data string by string. But now same thing we will do by getC also. But in getC they will take the character by character. See this thing. Yesterday we have seen one program. That same program I am taking for that. So I want to read the 500 character and store into this. So in previous program also we have here we are writing 500. Man, it will read the 500 character from the file. If I will write the 100, then it will only read 100 character for the file. So whatever the data will available in the file, that 100 character will store to the string. But here I am writing 500. It means from the file 500 character will store into the str string. Now we'll see for the getC. Now in getC we are doing it with, so getC will provide a character, one character at a time. So if this is the syntax for that. If I will write f getC fp is my file pointer. Clear? Fp is my file pointer. So all the data will available in the fp. So whenever I will apply f get c to the fp, so what it will do, it will take one character from the file and it will go to the ch. So when it will run first, so first character will go to the ch. And now what I will condition, see this thing, this EOF, I will tell you what is the meaning of FEOF. Suppose in my file 500 characters are, suppose I want to read 500 characters, then I can give, so this is the loop. Clear? In loop two conditions are, let me first see this condition only. So when I is equal to 0, I less than 500, I plus plus. Clear? Now this condition you can understand, because I want to read how many characters, 500 characters. So it will start from the 0. So it will go up to 0 to 499. So total 500 character it will take. So this is the very basic syntax of follow. But suppose I want to read 500 character, but if in file only 300 characters are there, then what? Suppose in my file 100 characters are there. Clear? Then it is fine. So it will take 500 character, 0 to 499. But if in my file only 300 characters are available, there is no data more than that, then if I will put this condition, then it will give you the error, because it will go up to 499. In my file only 499 characters. So for that we have to put one another condition also. This is like that. If in my file 500 characters are there, one minute. Yeah. So if in my file 500 characters are there, then it will check this condition. So it will satisfy this condition. But if in my file there is no more than 300 characters, translate characters, then this condition will give you the error, or it will give you the some space or some dummy data. So what another condition I have to check, and means it will check this condition also. If EOF means file end of the file. EOF means end of the file. End of the file means this function will give you where the data, what is the ending point of this file. So EOF means the end of file. So this function will give you the end of the file. And whenever the end of the file fp is equal to 0, when FEOF equal to 0. So whenever you this function will give the 0 value, then means some data is there. But whenever this function will give you the non-zero value, then it will be meaning that, there is no data after that. Clear? So it will starting from 0, 1, 2, 3. And suppose in my file only 300 characters are there. So it will read up to 0 to 299. But whenever 300 or 300 more than 300 will come, then it will give you the non-zero value and it will stop the execution of this. Clear? So this condition is for if in my file the data is sufficient, but if in my file the data is not this condition, then it will check this also. And if both conditions are true, then it will run this loop. Now what happened? Suppose from the file by using this fgetC, I am taking one character ch. Now that ch in the characters, this is a typecasting. Character means it will convert into the character. It will go to the string. Clear? So from the if I am getting one character, that character will go to the string, and this string is my for I want to read 500 characters. At the end I will print it. So first character will go to that thing. Now again this function will run. See this thing. Again I will run this function. So chf get. So first time it will take. So suppose in my file Vivek is there. first it will go to the Vivek and we will store into the string 0. After that, this function will run. So after that, next character I will come. So it will store into this. After that, V, and like this, it will store the. It will take one character from the file and it will store into the character. Right? And as we know that in every string, the last character will always the null character. That's why at the end, after the completion of this loop, we are writing str of I is equal to null. So whatever the index, suppose 5 characters are stored, so 6 character will be the null character. And at the end, just we have to print this str, and you will get your output whatever that was in the file. Clear? So this two condition, why this two condition? Let me repeat also. This first condition is fork. I want to read the 500 character. So if it is there in the more than 500, then it is fine. So it will. But even if in my file only 300 characters are there, then only this condition is not sufficient. I have to check this condition also. And this FEOF is a function. It will check the function. It will check the end of the file, and whenever it will give you the 0, it means some character is there. But whenever this function will give you the non-zero value, it means there is no data is available in the file. Right? So this is the fput-s and fput-c. And the last is a fread. Fread is, suppose I want to take some data from the structure. So in previous all program, we have seen we are taking data from the file. Clear? But now if I want to use it with the structure, and I want to store, suppose in file some data is there, and I want that data as a structure value, then what I have to do? Let me show you that. So same program I have done in the last. So I have kept same program in the reading and writing. So whenever you will try this, so please refer that also. So I want to read roll number and marks from the file. Clear? So this fread function will work. Remaining parts will be same in every program. See this thing. Let me explain it also. In file, what is the first thing? First, we have to write the file pointer. See this thing. Whenever you are dealing with any file handling, then first step is always you have to create one file pointer. So file star fp. After that, you have to take the variable what you want. So here I want the integer count and roll number and the marks. That's okay. After that, I have to open the file. Okay, after that, open the file. And here I am writing one error message. If it is a null, then it could not be opened and it will exit from the program. And here, what I have to write? Here, fread-s is there. So what fread-s? Here I am taking structure. Suppose I want to take some data from the file, and that file data I want to write it into this structure. So I am not taking the data into variable. I am taking the data into structure. Then first we have to create a structure variable. So struct student, and see this thing here in this line I am writing structure variable. So what is the structure variable? S is there. So now what I want to take the data from the file and I want to write that data into my structure. Then what will be the next? See this thing. So this fread is a function. From that you can take the data from the file and you can write, or sorry, you can store your data into a structure. So first you have to write the structure variable. So you have to write the ampersand. So whatever data will come from the file while the reading, it will go into the which buffer? It will go into the S. So it will go to the that structure S. Now, how much data you want? Suppose you will specify some data. Suppose I am writing 100. So it will transfer 100 characters from the data. Yeah. So for what that? How much size you want? Because what is my structure size? That much data that structure can store. So after that we have to write the size of structure. So from the file, it will take the data here, whatever that structure can store. Suppose my structure is only 18 byte, and I am taking data from the file that is more than 80 byte, then it will not store. So you have to specify the size of structure also. So it will take the data from maximum. It will take the data from that. And here I want to take, suppose in my file so many records are there, and suppose I want to write the first record. So here I have to write the 1. So it will take only first record from the file. And here we have to write the file pointer. So from the file pointer we will take the data, first record it will take, and it will transfer to S. And after that, you know that how can we uh, print the structure variable. For structure variable, you would write the S dot roll number and S dot max, because directly if you will write roll number and max, then it will give you the error. If you are using structure, then whenever you want to print that variable, then you have to take the structure variable dot member name, right? So this is the reading and this is the writing programs, right? We will see all this functions program into a lab, but so first for the theory purpose, you have to understand this. So the objective of the whole function will be same, but just their mechanism will be different, right? Now tell me if you any doubt in this, so we can go further.
No, sir.
And today we have the lecture of file mem also to 12 to 1. So again you have to rejoin this PIC2 lecture on 12 o'clock, right? But right now let me take next topic. We will complete it by 10:15, right? So we'll take only 15 minutes right now. So after that again you have to rejoin at 12 o'clock. Okay, so the next topic is detecting the end of the file. So what is the meaning of end of the file? Clear? End of the file means suppose in my file some data is there, and whenever the data will, suppose in my file this one paragraph is there. So this line after this, see this line. Suppose I will consider okay, this is my file. So after this, so this is my end of the line point. Clear? So after that there is no data will be there. So this point is known as the end of the file. Clear? So remember this thing. What is the meaning of end of the file? Okay, when it is up to the data. When the data will not be there, then it will consider as the end point of your file. Clear? So suppose I am reading some data from a function. Clear? So how the function will get to know, okay, after this point this data is known. So it will detect end of the function. So it will read the data up to end of the function. After that it will not read, right? So while reading the file in the text mode, character by character, the programmer can compare the character that has been read with the EOF, which symbolic constant defined in the studio.h value -1. That I will show you in this program. Clear? So while one, so generally one constant is available in studio.h. By default it is -1. By default it is -1. But while it is a 1 means whenever your end of file will be there, then it will go up to -1. See this thing? See this code. Let me show, explain it in very clear manner. So while one means it is 1. So whenever 1 will come, clear? So by default it is -1, but whenever 1 is there, then it will be, so C is equal to F get C FP. So it will, this FP is a one file pointer. So from file, it will take one character because I am using F get C. Get C means get character. So it will take one character from the file and it will go into the C. Now it will check. Okay, C is equal to EOF. EOF means it is an end of file. EOF means the end of file. If C is equal to EOF, by default its value is whenever you will get the C. Suppose C is a character. Clear? Suppose in from my file, suppose I'm in my file, my name is there. So first it will check for the V. So V and EOF are same? No. So it will not go and it will not break. So it will print V. After that I will come. So I equal to EOF end of the file? No. So it will not break. It will print this function. It will print the I. After that V will come. So again it is not EOF. So it will not break. It will print the V. After that E will come. Then E is equal to EOF? No. So it will not break. It will print the E. After that K is equal to EOF? No. It will not break. It will go to the, it will print. After that there is no. So null character will be there. So this null is equal to EOF? Yes. So it will break. So it will go up to the data. So whenever the data will be there, it will go up to this. After that it will break. And see this thing. Whenever I will do the break, clear? So it will stop the execution of this while loop, right? So by using this, you can get the what is the end of the file, how to detect when the data will complete. After that, there is no data is there. And another but this is the manual way for detecting the end of the file. But one function is also available, FEOF. See this thing, one function is also available in the C that will identify end of the file, and which is already available in studio.h. So this code you don't have to write this code. Instead of this code, one ready-made function is there in the C, that is FEOF. It is a end of the file function, and it will tell you what is the end of the file, and if your reading function will go beyond the end of the file, and it will return one error indicator. Okay, this file has been reached, so there is no data after this endpoint. Clear? So if you don't want to use this code, so this is the manual way to find the end of the file point, and this is the function. By using this function, you can identify what is your end of the file. And if you will try to reach, or whenever your suppose I am reading using the fscanf, and whenever your pointer will come to that point after the end of it, after that it will give you the error like that, it is the end of the file. So it will give you the error code like that, so there is no data after that, right? So this is just a function, and how we can use it is this thing. Remember this thing, this will be sometime they are asking in the 1 mark question also. So this is the code. Suppose I want to use the end of the file, then by using this code you can use and you can identify the end of the file. So this is the syntax of that integer FYF file pointer. And let me show you. See this thing you have to remember. FYF function returns 0 when the end of the file has not been reached. So whenever the data will be there, then it will return 0. It will be false. Clear? But whenever it will be true, so whenever it will give you the non-zero value, then it means there is no data after that. So it is the end of the file. Clear? So if it will give the 0, then it means that there is no data. So there is a data after that. But if it is a non-zero, so if we will talk in the false and true, so if the FOIA function will return the false, then you have to understand, okay, there is data is available after that. There is no endpoint is there. But if it in some time it will return the true, then you have to understand, okay, this is the endpoint of this file. Clear? So whenever you are getting the false, then it means that there is some data is there. But when you will get the true, then you have to understand, okay, there is no data after that. So see this thing, if I will write, and this while function will run. See this thing, what is the condition of while function? Okay, while this, whatever we are writing, if it is true, then it will run this code. If it is false, then it will not run it. So if I will write only this thing, FEOF, then by default, what is the value by default? It is a 0. So whenever the data is there, it will be the 0. And if it is 0, false, then this condition, this loop will not run. That's why I'm not writing FEOF, I'm writing not FEOF. So if it is a true, so condition will be the reverse. So by default it is a 0, but now it is a 1. So initially it will be 1. So now we have to understand, okay, when 1 is there, when true is there, then some data is there. But when it will be false, then data will not be there, right? So initially, so if you will not write like this, then the condition will like a 0, false means data is there, true means data is not there. But I want reverse condition, because if I will use this, then while loop will not run. So now this condition will be reverse. When the true, it will give the true, then data is there. And if it will give the false, then data will not be there. So it will go up to, it's not equal to FOFFP. And now we are taking string, f get a string. How many character you want? 80. And from which file? FP. So from FP, 80 character will transfer to the string, and now we are printing the string. So by using this way, you can detecting the end of the file. But remember this line, sometimes they are asking in the 1 mark question or MCQ also, FEOF function will return 0 or false when end of the file has not been. It means some data is there. But if it is true or 1, then it means okay, this is the end of the file has been reached. Clear? The data હશે આગળ તો 0 આ function return કરશે, ને જો data આગળ નહીં હોય તો it will return the 1. Right now, the next, so this is by this two way we can identify the end of the file. One is a manual way without using the EUF function, and this is uh, the end of the file by using the EUF function. But this thing you have to remember, in which case it will return 0 or 1. Now, sometime you will get, now we will see the error handling. We have seen the input also, we have seen the output also. So we have seen how to read the file, we have seen how to write the file, and we have seen how to detect the end of the file. So what is the end point of that file? That also we have seen. Now we will see the error handling during the file operation. Now, what is the meaning of error handling? Error handling means suppose some error will come while reading the file. So, and how we will get to know that some, because when you will execute this program, so suppose in my file data is not there. Suppose my file is corrupted. Suppose my file is not available on that location. Suppose in my file I am trying to, suppose in my file only 300 characters are there, and I am trying to read the 500 characters. Then how I get to know that this file or this program is giving error? Because my program is right. Suppose my entire program is right, there is no error in that, and in my file only 300 characters are there, and in my program I am writing I want to read 500 characters, then it will not error of my program. So in my program it will not give you any error, because it is a, because in my file only 300 words are there, and I am trying to read 500, then it will give you when some anonymous error. So for that handling, some functions are available in file in C. So that is known as a error handling functions, error handling function. So first let me show you, okay, in which uh, type of situation we will get the error. If you will is a syntax error, then it is a program error. But suppose in some cases my program is totally 100% right, there is no syntax error will be there. But in some program something will be wrong, so I am not getting the output. So it will not produce any error, but I will not get my proper output. So this type of error we can solve by using the error handling function. So first let me show you which type of error it will come and what is the reason behind that. So it is an uncommon error. In uncommon, that error may occur while reading the data or writing the data from the file. These are the situations in which we will get this type of error. See this thing, there are two type of error. Suppose I am writing some syntax wrong, then it will give you the error in my code. But sometime some loophole or some gap or something wrong is available in my file, then it is known as this type of error, right? So these are the situation in that we will get the error. So first thing, when you try to read a file beyond the EUF indicator, suppose in my file only 300 words are there, and in my code I am trying to read 500 character, correct, 500 words. So obviously it will give there, because in my file there is no that much of data is available, and I'm trying to read that much of data, then it will give you the error. Second situation in which you will get the error is when trying to read the file that does not exist. Suppose I am trying to read my vivek.txt. So whenever I will run the code, it will go and it will search that file, vivek.txt. But suppose this file is not available in my PC, or this file is not available on that location, then it will produce the error. So it is not my program error, it is a file error. Clear? Third thing in which you will get the error is when you're trying to use a file that has not been opened. Suppose I want to do some process, I am trying to read the file, but I forgot to open that file. Directly I will write the function fread. If I will not use fopen, then also it will give you the file. So before reading or writing or any process related to the file ending, first you have to open the file, and at the end you have to close the file. Close the file. C is automatically close the file, but it is good practice if you write the closing function at the end of your program. Next reason why we are getting error, when trying to use a file in inappropriate mode. This is writing to the data file, you have to open in the reading. Suppose you want to write some data. And you are opening that file into read mode, and you are trying to write, then it will give you the error. Suppose you want to read some data, and if you will keep the write in opening the file in the write mode, then also it will give you the error. Clear? So these are the reasons. One more two is that when writing to a file that is write protect, in some file there is some security patches there. Patches means some files have there is a restriction of edit some file is some password protection or writing protection. And this type of file, suppose when we are trying to read or write something, then also it will give you the error. So it is not an error of program, it is the error of that file. Clear? So these are the reasons in which, or these are the situations in which we will get the error, and which is not actually a program error. It is a, what we can say, it is a file error. So first thing, when you try to read a file beyond the EOF indicator, suppose in my file, so only less data is there, and I'm trying to read more data, then it will give you the error. Second thing, if file does not exist, suppose some file is not there, or file I have deleted that file, and I'm trying to read that file, then also it will give you the error. When trying to use the file that is not open, suppose I forgot to open that file and directly I am trying to read and write, then it will also give you the error. Third thing, when you're trying to use a file in unopened, suppose I want to write file and I will open that file into read mode, then also it will give you the error. And when I write, suppose I am writing some file which is write protected, so write protected, I cannot write anything. Clear? So in that case also it will give you some error. So these are the file error. Clear? So for that, one function is available into this C available F error. Clear? This F error is used to check for the errors in the stream. And what is this thing? This F error will give you, or will check the error is there, or, and whenever you will use this F error, if this function will give you the 0 as a return value, then it means there is no error. And if you will give you the non-zero value, then it something error is. So this F error will check the some error is there or not. If it will return 0, clear? Suppose you are using F error, suppose if it is returning the 0, then it will give you, so there is no error will be there. If this function will return the non-zero value, then it means there is no error in this one, right? So see this thing here, I have used F error. Remaining program is same, like I'm taking feedback from the. So suppose I'm opening one file com.txt in the reading mode. So in that some feedback is there. So I will get as this feedback. Clear? So from that I will take the feedback. So whatever feedback is available in my file, that will take. Now it will take the star length. So if put C, so it will write some feedback. Now see this thing, this is the use of F error. If F error FP, what is my file name? FP. So if F error FP, remember this thing, whenever my code, see this thing, F function, this function will return 0 if there is no error. So if it is 0, then it will not, there is no error in this. Clear? But if it is 1, then it will be 1. So whenever it will be 0, then it will not go to in this part. It will not go to in this part. Why? Because if condition will run when it will be 1. So whenever this value will be 0, then it will not go into this. So it will not print error in writing file. But whenever some error will come, so it will come 1. And when it is a 1, 1 means true. So this if condition will work and it will go to in this file. Clear? So remember this thing, whenever, if there is no error, then it will reflect the 0. And in the if you will see the 0, then it will not run because it is a false. But whenever it will come 1, some error is there. Suppose in my program some error is there, then it will this function will return the 1 or -1, whatever. Then this if condition will be true, and if it is true, then it will print this message, error, some error is writing in the file. So error is there, so you will get this message. Clear? If you will not write this, જો તમે નહીં લખો તો શું આવશે કે when you will run the program, so it will not give you the output, but it will not show you the error also. કે શું error છે એ તમને કહેશે નહીં. But if you will use this function F error, then you can identify that some error is there. Otherwise you will not get, you will get the blank window. So whenever you will execute this program will execute successfully, but you will not get output. But so if any error will be there, but if you will use this code, then you will get, yes, if error is there, then you will get this message, error is in error writing in the file. Clear? So this is the use of f error function. So remember this thing, f error will give you the 0 when there is no error, and if any error is there, then it will give you the 1. Clear? So now this function we will see in the next lecture at 12 o'clock. So I will take attendance in that lecture. So if you are not available on that lecture, so please tell your friend to make a present. So for that I can do it for the one lecture. Okay, so again we will meet at 12. Clear? Okay, so let me stop
Okay,
the
sir.
yeah.